All right, hi everyone. So ignore like this little thing up here. I didn't mean to. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the difference between arterial and venous disease. We're talking about peripheral vascular disease. That meant to be a V. Okay, so we know for arterial, right? Is the blood having trouble going away from the heart or coming back to the heart? Right? So A is for away, yeah? So the heart, we have a heart here, so it's going away. An artery is taking it away, right? And the vein is going towards the heart, right? So venous is going to take it towards the heart, all right? And so we're going to have different complications with each of these. So what do you think would be a complication if you have, let's just say, venous, okay? So if the blood is having trouble coming back to your heart, there's a lot of times going to be pooling of blood. So I'm going to draw it like that, okay? That's a pooling of blood. Pool. I'm going to write pool. You'll understand what I mean, right? So that's a pooling of blood. And then you're also going to find, would you think you would find pulses when you have a venous insufficiency? Right, so you definitely will because this is a dead giveaway for arterial now, but your arteries are working, your veins aren't though. So you can pump blood to your extremities, but the extremities can't pump blood back to your heart. Another big one is a lot of people have sores. So I'm gonna draw that right here. I'll draw it in a different color. What about we draw it in what do you think of blue? All right, we're gonna draw it in blue. So these guys have ulcers with irregular borders. All right, for venous. And it's usually on the ankles. So I tried to put it on the ankle here, but I don't know how well that worked. So what kind of pain is it going to be, right? So it's going to be dull and achy pain. So dull and achy. And let's think about why that is, right? So it's dull and achy because blood can't get back to the heart, right? So we're having trouble, pulling the blood back up. So basically, essentially, your legs work like a pump, right? So when you're walking, your blood goes up your veins into your heart. But in venous, it's not working so well. So you're going to have dull and achy pain because when you can't get to someone's heart, you'll feel achy. Does that make sense? And also the skin is yellowish. That's just something to remember. So yellow skin, yellowish. But the big thing I think is edema that you need to remember. But that makes sense, right? Is because if there's going to be a buildup of blood because it won't go back to the heart, right? So we'll put edema here so you guys don't forget. All right, so that's venous. And then arterial. So this is getting blood from the heart to the extremities. So it's going to be really cold, right? When you touch it, it's going to feel like ice. Ice, ice, baby, baby, right? Is that a song? So it's going to feel like ice, right? So that means burr, right? Okay. So arterial, let's think about it again. It's not going back to it's not going to the extremities, right? So we have heart, the blood pumping, and I know the blood is pumping, right? So do you think we're going to have edema? No, we're not going to have edema. No edema, right? Because the blood isn't pooling, in the veins. So you're not going to have edema. But you will have, again, the burr throughout the legs. And if you don't have blood flowing through, actually, there is no hair. So you'll have less hair. So we can put hair. And then we can put a strike through. So there's no hair, really. All right, so there's no edema, really. There's no hair. It's cold to the touch. What else? Anyone can give me any help here? So the sore locations are on the toes and the feet. Whereas the venous are on the ankles. So we're going to make those are sores, all right? So these sores they're round and smooth usually. And yeah, so, and a lot of people say that, you know how like you usually elevate your legs when when they'll say elevate your legs, that actually makes the pain worse for arterial disease. So a lot of times they want to just dangle their legs over the whatever it is, and that makes it feel a lot better. So dependent rhubarb is definitely one of the symptoms. And the treatment is usually antiplatelets, the medications. So like Lovenox, heparin, that stuff. And then also that's for medicine. And then for surgery, there's something called a femoral bypass. So yeah, and then lastly, we're gonna make sure that we know that there's no pulse, okay? Or if it is there, it's very weak. Because if the blood isn't circulating, then there's no way you can find a pulse, right? So that's kind of the lowdown on arterial versus venous. Hopefully that helped. I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, good luck.